My name's Caroline Poynton. I'm recording Jeffrey today because, do you know what? Rupert Lowe is doing all the hard work while other twats like Nigel and that get given God knows whatever, right? And they sit there and criticise Rupert Lowe for themselves. I'm sick of it, and I'm sick to death of that Alex Phillips.
Hello there. Now, whether you like the Restore Britain leader Rupert Lowe or not, you must admit that he has shattered the Overton window by securing that.
And I think at the moment with Clapton or whatever, that by-election thing that Nigel's pulled a stunt on, I think people at the moment, because there's going to be another one for Manchester as well. So I hope Restore Britain are going to get in for the one for Manchester, really. I think they can get him for that one. And like you're saying, we just leave Binface in Clapton, and I hope everyone over there votes for Binface until there's a proper general by-election thing where Rupert Lowe can take over, Restore Britain can take over Clapton. So vote for Binface. Vote for Binface.
Mass deportation.
Because I'm putting that, I've got to go on the 30th actually of July for voting. And I don't know who I'm meant to vote, so do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make my own box up or whatever. I'm going to say I'm voting for Binface.
Debate in Parliament
I hope
on
he's
Monday.
on the feet. I'm voting Binface.
Yes.
And then maybe Binface and Rupert Lowe can join together or something. You never know.
Rupert Lowe has secured a mass deportation debate in Parliament on Monday. This is legitimisation by Parliament of the mass deportation debate. A great move forward to saving this country. Because without that, things wouldn't change. The country would further descend into, I don't know, internationalist, wealth distributionist, around the planet, that is, not just within the country, that would be around the planet. Anti-slavery, reparations and all this sort of thing. And we've got to stop this. We've got to start looking after ourselves. So this is a great move forward. And that is another success for Rupert Lowe after his Groomer Gang inquiry.
Yeah, for Rupert Lowe after the Groomer Gang inquiry.
Rupert Lowe is not perfect, as I'll come on to in a minute. And now for anyone who says they've not heard of Rupert Lowe, or no one has heard of Rupert Lowe or Restore Britain,
no one knows who Andy fucking
I would
Burman
point
is.
to the Joe Rogan Experience, where Joe Rogan interviewed Rupert Lowe for 2 hours. And
I've not watched
this was pushed out into social media, and it's had 1.7 million plus views on YouTube alone in the last, 48 hours? Less than 48 hours. That tells me that Rupert Lowe is not just a national figure, but an international figure now. And Joe Rogan doesn't just sort of grab someone off the street to interview. So there must have been something big there for him to do so. And when you factor in other social media, that will push that into the many millions, tens of millions. And then when you consider all the snippets of that interview that have been put up on social media and all the debate around it,
bring it over to England.
Rupert Lowe is now a big name.
Yep.
On social media, you can argue.
Yep.
Because the BBC are doing their best to totally ignore it.
Although they're going to have to stop ignoring it.
Which is another big mistake by the BBC.
Because they're not saying Restore Britain every time they say about by-elections. Which I'm sick of them doing that. Okay, we know about Clapton and Binface,
that secured Rupert Lowe this
when they don't
debate
say
had over 720,000 signatures, and those are UK alone.
And I'm signing back up again.
So he's not such an unknown quantity as some people would like to have you believe.
I can vote for Rupert Lowe.
And we know now that Rupert Lowe is definitely a massive danger to the open borders mob. Because Labour
Well, they think
MP
it could do with it
Afzal
shaping
Khan
the fucking
has
parliament.
referred the Restore Britain leader to the Standards Committee. And why?
Because of King Charles.
Because he dared to criticise Sharia law, the burqa, and halal slaughter.
So, it is all here, so he's not
And
lying.
for his rumour gang inquiry, didn't like that either.
No, they didn't like
Reported him for that.
They didn't like much.
And also, he said that going on the Joe Rogan Experience was problematic.
Problematic? Well, they're problematic.
Islamophobic and problematic.
Oh, here we go. They're problematic. To the rest of everyone, all of them.
Rupert Rose responded on X
Restore,
in his usual forthright manner. What did he say? I will not be silenced by Muslim MPs over my criticism of Islamic practices that have no place in Britain. And he went on to say in another X post the following:
changing his religion.
I would like to be abundantly clear in my response. I will not be apologising. I will not be silenced.
No, we won't, King Charles. Get out.
My views are shared by a large majority of the British people, and there is finally a political party willing to stand up for that patriotic majority.
Why don't you give fucking Rupert Lowe a fucking
So he's opened up another debate.
Oh no, another king, yeah.
The debate, the religious debate,
of
who can criticise what.
Religious debate.
Because it sounds to me like that particular MP was trying to shut down any criticism of his religion. I'm assuming he's of that religion. And in this country, we don't have that.
So, what if we don't have any of that, then
everyone
why are they going
seems
on
quite
then?
happy to criticise Christianity, but nothing else. No other religion can be criticised, according to these people.
They can, they don't care if you criticise any other religion, apart
the
from
preferred
Islam.
religion of Islam, because that's what it's becoming at the moment within the circles of our betters, our political masters.
But not that I call it. I don't call them. I don't call anybody anything because I don't really.
But the only problem that Lowe really has now is the fact that
going on
the constitutional monarchy, which seems to run this whole affair, as the constitutional monarchy has now declared that it wants to be the defender of faiths, or the defender of the faith space in a multi-faith country. So that means that things like Sharia law, the burqa and halal slaughter are now protected within the faith space by the monarchy. Right. That's what it means in reality.
Right, so we're protected.
So we can't criticise them.
Well, we can, because you can't criticise Christianity then, if that's the case. We're
sort of where we're going to go over the next few years.
Of all faiths.
As Labour decides that it wants to sort of side more with the Gaza type people rather than Israel.
Nothing's really changed.
And Andy Burnham has already signalled that.
Yeah, I know.
Big mistake in my opinion. But
he's got a clue what he's doing. He's been told by another puppet. By Tony Fulton.
And if he wants to take Labour down that route again,
well,
not him doing it again, but Labour going down that route again, then I think they'll come a cropper again.
And then we've got Nigel Farage and all this with reform. I mean, to be only fair, it seems like this is going to be between the Green Party and the Restore Britain.
In his quest for a multi-faith society and equality all round and everybody being nice to each other, I doubt that King Charles, keep saying Prince, King Charles,
I think it seems like
would rather not see things like rumour gang inquiries or
and the Green Party.
The likes of any inquiries into any particular religion.
I mean, they're going to have to vote for Beanface. And I'd vote for Beanface as well.
And as for deportation debates, mass deportation debate, I reckon he'll be firmly against that.
We just might as well have Beanface only build one social housing, great. That's fucking fantastic. If he's only going to build one.
Now, while you're liking this video and subscribing to this channel,
well, that means
please don't forget to comment.
More people here, then.
It's really important that you make your voice heard by commenting. Let us know what you think.
I am by recording
Now,
myself and putting my own commentary in.
Before we go all sort of, I don't know,
The fucking devil.
what's the word that I put down here?
Can't wait
Get
till he goes.
carried away with the Rupert Lowe experience, I have to point out that he's not perfect, as I said at the start. He has a massive problem with messaging. Massive. Even from his own mouth, as illustrated by his performance in the Joe Rogan Experience. What did he do there? Well, he pointed to Dunblane, didn't he? And called it one murder. And then he sort of scoffed a bit and talked about his dad shooting for Oxford or something. Now, I can understand if he was arguing that the reaction to Dunblane was over the top. I can understand that if that's what he was sort of saying. But there are ways of saying it. And there is now a political response to all of these types of incidents, where what you first have to do is say, our feelings and thoughts must go out to the victims and their families. Thus, you must always say that. That's now de rigueur. Has to be said. Then you can go into arguments, carefully worded arguments, about whether the response went too far or not far enough.
Probably not far enough.
Would he call the Rudakabana Southport case a single murder? I somehow doubt it. And if he did become Prime Minister, and he said that sort of thing about an event in a foreign country, it could turn into a very icy diplomatic spat. Is that what we want from a Prime Minister?
Not really.
You have to ask yourself these questions.
But,
there is a place for diplomacy and a place for straight action.
That is crazy.
Now, a lot of people out there will say, no, we just need to be steamroller the lot.
Birthday party on Saturday, so.
But that doesn't maybe get you as many votes as you would like. So I do question that. And also, it raises questions about his fitness to become Prime Minister. Because what it does is it drops those sort of lapses, drop straight into the arms of a very welcoming, pearl-clutching community who will gleefully use all of that against Rupert Lowe and anyone who speaks like that.
No.
Anyone who hints that, well, actually, who cares about the victims? And you can't do that. You can't leave any room for doubt that you feel for the victims. Especially if what you're trying to do is also run a groomer inquiry where victims are paramount. So you do have to be careful about these things. And I think that's where he fell over a little bit there. And compare it to what he said as well about the Henry Novak case, about, you know, the total ban of carrying those ceremonial knives and things. Because of the actions of one person. Now, you may agree with that, but therefore you must agree with the total ban on anything else that people might have or carry about them just in case. You know, I don't know. It's got to be consistent with these things. That's my thoughts on that. And I will point out that the total banning of private handgun ownership, which is effectively what resulted from Dunblane, did not prevent cases like the shooting of the BLM activist Sasha Johnson, did it? Didn't stop that. And that was in May 2021. And many others like it. Because not all handguns are held legally. The Dunblane shooter, the weapons he used, as I understand it, were all legally owned and registered properly. So the thinking was, at the time, if you take all guns away from legally owning and registered access to firearms, then it will never happen again.
But it has.
Not so sure about that myself. Now, I'll now bring up the point here that what sort of Prime Minister do you want? Do you want a Prime Minister that is all fluffy, empathy flowing from every pore of his body, frightened to say boo to a goose? Or do you want a Prime Minister that is going to take firm action where you want the firm action to be taken? If you have a Prime Minister that is full of empathy from every pore and not saying boo to a goose, how many people do you think will be deported?
None.
So what do you want? You want a bit of both, don't you? A balance. In my view, what we need is a strong leader who will do whatever is needed to make the UK as prosperous and successful as it can be, while ferociously defending the United Kingdom. But
we're not going to get
also having empathic regard for the people who are truly left behind, who are truly needing of our support, and cracking down heavily on the criminals and the chancers and the fraudsters. That's the sort of leader we need.
Maybe you got that part wrong, but okay.
Right at the moment, we have a problem with massive
more right than
illegal
wrong,
and legal migration, and no one wants to address it at all, except for a couple of notable leaders who talk about it. And it comes down to which one of them do you think is going to do the best job?
Rupert won.
And as I say, none of them are perfect, Rupert Lowe included. You have to look at his flaws as well as his pluses.
Yeah.
But by holding this groomer inquiry and this mass deportation debate, Rupert has shown he gets on with stuff.
Cool.
So that's a bit of a plus, isn't it? Wouldn't you say? He gets on with the stuff that needs to be done. Doesn't faff about like some of the others. Now, right now, on Monday, we've got this debate coming up. How many MPs will actually turn up? He's invited them all and said, tell your MP to be there. Now, the one person who could have been there, who can't now, is Nigel Farage. He can't take part in that debate because he's no longer an MP.
Not good.
Well, not a sitting MP in Parliament anyway.
Not good.
So Rupert Lowe has got this coming up. Will Nigel Farage's party, some of his MPs turn up?
No.
Will some Tories turn up?
Yeah.
But you can bet your bottom dollar that the opposition will turn up in full regalia, trying to make it look as though the whole country is against Rupert Lowe, that the whole country is demanding open borders, that the whole country is demanding that we spend money on everybody who wants to come in here.
No, well, we don't.
Telling everybody that all the people that want to come here are going to rebuild the UK, although they can't rebuild where they came from.
Rebuild it? Have you seen it?
I mean, you've got to remember that Nigel Farage was talking about an independent groomer inquiry, but backed out.
Yeah.
And the
After you got
Tories
all
are
that
talking
money.
about a groomer inquiry, but they never seem to push that
Forward.
hard. Something else always seems to come up instead.
Mm-hmm.
But Rupert Lowe did fail completely in stopping a certain faction of gaining control over the messaging of his party. He basically handed the party messaging over to ethno-nationalists and put out a message that he himself said he detested. He detested the whole concept of what they were talking about. So, why did he allow that to happen? Is that the sort of person we need running the country? You have to ask. I mean, it sounds to me like Rupert Lowe does shoot from the hip. When Nigel Farage first resigned, Rupert Lowe's first plasterings on X went along the lines of, I'm standing a candidate, and basically, just wait, I'm going to come back to you this afternoon with more. But when all the others decided not to stand, he changed his mind. Now, a lot of people say he changed his mind first.
He didn't.
But what I'm pointing out is he went straight out.
He didn't change his mind first.
With his proclamation that he was going to stand against, or someone in his party was going to stand against Nigel Farage. Suddenly, he walks back on that. Why didn't he wait a few hours to formulate his plan properly? And those are the sorts of questions that I have about Rupert Lowe. And I really wish he would come out and tell us really what he's doing about this ethno-nat problem within his party. The messaging that's been coming out. Because I think they've damaged his party and him quite a lot. And it wouldn't be a good idea for him not to address it. I'm wondering, to be honest, how many high-profile people have been put off. Because remember, if you're a business owner, and that's the sort of people that Rupert Lowe wants, isn't it? Business owners. And successful, military people and all the rest of it. Those sorts of people, instead of politicians, failed or otherwise, he doesn't want them. He wants real people, he said. But a real person with a large business, possibly international, has got to be careful, haven't they? About the messaging that's coming out and the messaging they're going to be pushing. This is why I think Rupert's got it badly wrong here. He should have dealt with this much sooner. So at the end of the day, I think Rupert Lowe needs to concentrate on his messaging, both his own and his party's messaging. He really needs to concentrate on that. Where the actions are sort of concerned, he's on the right path, gets things done. But when you're the head of a state, or even a minister of a state, you need to sit back, think for a couple of hours, take a bit of advice, even if you're going to ignore it, but at least take it, and then act when after the dust has settled. Leaping straight in could lead us into a war or something, if you get it wrong. So come on, Rupert, sort your messaging out, both personal and your party message. And start hunting down all those people, those good high-level business people and former military people and all the people you talked about from the centre-right. You talked about them right at the start, from Reform, from Advance, from the Tory party, everyone's welcome. You nearly switched them all off because they don't believe in the Ethno-Nat project either. What we all want is a cohesive country where everybody who comes in is integrated, comes to support the country, comes to put it above the place they fled from. Is that too much to ask? You flee from somewhere, you come here for a better life and safety, then we would expect people to support the nation. And if given citizenship, I think they should be expected to fight for this country as well. Personally, I'm against dual nationality for anyone. I think if you only had one nationality, it would make you think hard about where you wanted to really live. And then when you do, you'll want to defend it.
Yeah.
If you've got dual nationality, you can just run off somewhere else. Or you can actually fight against the country you're in within it. Because you can always run off back to your old place, can't you? I just don't believe in that. I think it's wrong. I think it's stupid. And we should be banning dual nationality passport holders from all areas of any responsibility in the public services. Why not? If they feel that strongly about it, then I want to make sure they're in politics for us, for this country, not for what they can personally get out of it, which dual nationality always smacks of that to me. It really does. Sorry, it really does. But that's just my view. Let me know what you think. So, Rupert Lowe is a flawed human being like all of us, and it's up to you to decide whether you support him or not.
Yeah.
And the real question is, can he build on the good stuff he's done, and can he rectify and repair the messaging errors he's made, and get back on his proper course, the course of a party leader, or not? And that, for me, really is the crux of the matter. Is he really prime ministerial material? Is he strong enough to stand up to those who would mismessage him? Or do we have the same problem in number 10, if he ever got there? But I don't know which number 10. Would he go for the north or the south one? And on that note, I'll say please like, subscribe and comment below. I hope you've had a nice little morning's walk with me, and I'll catch you all later. So, ta-ta for now.
Now, let's go on to our next guest. He's a former Deputy Speaker of the House of Commons and the...
No fucker seems to be anywhere. By the sounds of it.
So my name is Sain Astley and I am the Reform UK mayoral candidate for the Greater Manchester Mayor's election on the 30th of July. I've been a resident in Manchester for 30 years.
Oh, whatever.
Welcome back to Pearl Pending. And today, you all know what we're talking about. Play the music. But here we are.
Oh.
We're going to look what has happened to Britain. One of the strangest and most
Oh, no idea.
Richard Tice.
Thank you, Madam Deputy.
Richard Tice.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It is clear to me that the National Crime Agency have released details of my company bank statements, my individual bank transfers, as well as private conversations between me and my bank managers to The Guardian, which have been published. This involves multiple criminal offences, Leader, and I believe that there should be a full investigation. Does the Leader agree with me that there should be such an investigation, and if people at the National Crime Agency have committed serious criminal offences, then they should face the full force of the law?
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. There's a great deal of if in that matter. I find it astonishing that a party's finances should need to be investigated by the National Crime Agency, frankly. But these are serious matters. These are very serious matters, and individuals should make sure that they do have the protections, and that those protections are respected.
And why do you phone police like this?
Where investigations are
You
necessary.
phone
Let me
police
take that
then?
away, if I may, and raise with the relevant authorities, because it is important that even the National Crime Agency or others are held to account. But just let me say that I have absolute faith in the National Crime Agency getting off the important job that this House gives them.
Assistant Chief Constable Matt Longman there of Devon and Cornwall Police making a statement at the Forces headquarters in Exeter. As you heard, the 26-year-old white British man has been arrested in Newton Abbot on suspicion of murder related to the former MP Anne Widdecombe. It is not her death being treated as terrorism, although they had contact with counter-terror police at one stage. The police not speculating or giving us any more information about whether or not the two were known to each other at all.
Oh dear, yeah.
The billionaire who owns Aston Villa left Britain.
Yeah.
Come on, no, Grandad.
More and more people are now starting to talk openly and unashamedly about the disastrous policies of multiculturalism that was imposed on Western society as a virtue, as a good thing. Now we already know that not all cultures are the same, and when you bring in other cultures with their own set of values, then they are going to impact your society in one way or another. What we've been told up until now is that whenever you bring in whoever, whatever culture you bring in, that culture is inherently good